Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to finish reading Chapter 4, The Prince, the Palace, and the Diamond Earrings. While I'm reading today, don't forget, if you see a character's name in my words I'm reading, pause it and write the character's name down. We also should be able to see what the setting is. Where is she as I'm reading? Where is she going to be? I think she might be at the palace. Why don't you read the story with me and let's see if we can figure it out. I'm down here, boys and girls. Goonibird examined the prince's backyard. She saw a place where the ground was disturbed by the corner of the fence. Look, she said. See the bit of dog hair caught in the fence? That looks like Napoleon's. See? She said next, pointing to some newly dug earth. Here's where Napoleon wiggled under the fence. What a good detective you are, the prince said to Goonibird. Goonibird let herself out of the yard and through the gate. She sniffed. She listened. Suddenly, there's suddenly from yesterday, said Malcolm. Good listening, Goonibird said. Then she continued. Suddenly, because of all the clues she smelled and heard Goonibird move forward. There at the end of the alley was overturned garbage can. And there, with his head inside the can, was Napoleon eating garbage. He had coffee grinds all over his face, and an orange peel was stuck on one of his ears. Ooh, there's the name Napoleon, boys and girls. Why don't you pause it and write Napoleon underneath the characters, please? Napoleon again, boys and girls, is down here. Okay, welcome back if you paused. You naughty thing, Napoleon, Goonibird said, and she took hold of his collar. Napoleon burped. Oh no, cried Kiko. Not garbage, not burping. Shh, the other kid said. Many hands were waving in the air. Miss Pigeon stood up. No stories about dogs eating garbage, she said firmly. Not a single one. All the hands went down. Please, please, tell about the palace and the prince and the diamond earrings, Chelsea begged. I'm about to, Goonibird said. Goonibird took Napoleon back to his house. The prince asked Goonibird to go to the palace for a reward. Where are they going, boys and girls? The palace. You need to make sure you're putting that where it goes on your paper. Here is the palace, a character, a setting, a problem, or a solution. What is the palace? Did you get all dressed up in a ball gown? Beanie asked. Maybe a tiara, said Tricia. I hadn't planned to describe clothes, Goonibird said, but since you asked, I'll insert a little descriptive passage here. Ooh, boys and girls, she's adding a description about her clothes. That is talking about 5 sentences, boys and girls. She's telling how she looks. When she went to the palace, Goonibird was wearing clothes from the L.L. Bean catalog. She was wearing island hopper shorts with a front flap pocket and a pointelly knit top in the sun yellow. The prince had on rugged canvas shorts and polyester and nylon pale khaki plaid short sleeved. Malcolm disappeared under his desk. Ben picked up his arithmetic book and began to do some problems. Nicholas put his head down on his arms and closed his eyes. Bruni scared at them. Am I boring? She asked. Yes, the class said. All about except for Alicia Ann, who was silent, and Kiko, who was not bored at all. What color were the island hopper shorts? Kiko asked. I hope blue. As a matter of fact, they were deep sea green with true blue stripes down the side. I might wear them to school on Wednesday. Oh, good, Kiko said. I'll continue now, Goonibird said. It doesn't matter what clothes the prince had. The main character in the story is Goonibird. Who's the main character? Goonibird. You might want to pause it and write her name down as a character. And it is important to tell a lot about the main character because the main character is right smack dab in the middle of everything. Main characters are just in their minor characters, and it is boring to tell about their clothes. Or you could call them the secondary characters, Miss Pigeon pointed out. Excuse me for interrupting, Goonibird, but I'll just write that down on the board. Secondary characters. Goonibird waited patiently while Miss Pigeon wrote. Then she breathed in deeply and was about to continue. But she looked at the class. She walked down the classroom aisle to Malcolm's desk and peered under it. Malcolm was asleep on the floor. Ben was doing arithmetic. Nicholas was making his thumbs wrestle on each other. He left one was winning. This is my fault, Goonie Bird said loudly. I have failed to hold your attention. Of course, it didn't help that Miss Pigeon interrupted, but I blame myself for not inserting enough suspense in my story. Stories need suspense, Goonie Bird said, so I shall try to add some. Shall I continue the story now? Yes, Miss Pigeon said. Yes, said the children, all except Malcolm, who was still asleep, and Felicia Ann, who was never said anything. So Goonie Bird continued. I'll start right off with suddenly, she said. That always wakes people up. Suddenly, when they entered the palace, Goonie Bird needed to go to the bathroom. Malcolm woke up. He popped up from under his desk. I have to go to the bathroom, he said. Go, Miss Pigeon told him, and pointed to the classroom door. Malcolm hurried from the classroom. Did the palace have bathrooms? Beanie asked. Oh, I'm sorry, she added. I forgot to raise my hand. Yes, Goonie Bird said, the palace had 2 bathrooms. Gentlemen and ladies. And what about the diamond earrings? Tricia asked. I'll finish my story now, Goonie Bird said. When she came out of the ladies' room, Goonie Bird saw a gumball machine. In the palace, Kiko said. Shh, the other children continued. Goonie Bird had not had a gumball for at least 4 months. She wanted one, and she had brought her money collection since she always carried it everywhere in a very heavy Ziploc bag. Her arms had developed big muscles from carrying all of her money collection. Goonie Bird stopped the story for a moment and held up her arms to display her muscles. Then she went on. So Goonie Bird took a penny from her money collection, and put it into the gumball machine. But instead of a gumball, out came a diamond earring. It was quite a pleasant surprise, and she screwed it on her left ear. After that, she was lopsided. Boys and girls, lopsided means that your head is tilted one side down farther than your other side. So her head is, one ear is down towards the bottom of the ground, the other ear is towards the top of the ceiling. But she could see that there was another diamond earring inside the gumball machine. So she put in another penny. She got a blue gumball. It was probably the match of the true blue stripes in her sea green shorts, Kiko pointed out in a loud whisper. Shh, the class said. Goonie Bird continued. Goonie Bird put the gumball into her mouth. It made a large lump in her cheek, and it tasted like spearmint. She felt double lopsided now. So she took another penny from her money collection and put it into the gumball machine. This time she got a yellow gumball. She put the yellow gumball into her mouth, and now she had a large lump on either side of her face. So she wasn't lopsided, but her head still felt lopsided because she only had one diamond earring in. Boys and girls, I would like to pause and ask you, what is Goonie Bird's problem right now? She has a problem. What is she trying to do in the gumball machine? What does she want to come out? Please pause it and write down what the problem is that Goonie Bird has. Why does she keep going into the gumball machine? Welcome back, boys and girls. We're right here. So she put another penny in, and she got out the red gumball. She put it in her pocket to save it for later. Now her hips felt lopsided. She took another penny out from her money collection. This time she got an orange gumball and put it into her pocket, and now her hips weren't lopsided anymore, but she still only had one diamond earring. Goonie Bird stopped the story and looked at the class. I'm going to jump up ahead now, she said. Miss Pigeon, there's a word for this when an author jumps ahead of the story and skips over things. Miss Pigeon thought about it. When an author jumps backwards in the story, it's called a flashback. So maybe she's going ahead and it's a flash forward. Well, Goonie Bird announced, I am in a flash forward. After about 20 minutes, all the pennies of Goonie Bird's money collection were gone, and the gumball machine was empty. Now Goonie Bird had 67 gumballs, 2 in her mouth, 2 in her pockets, and 63 in a Ziploc bag. Also, she had a pair of very large, glittering diamond earrings, which she wears to this day. When they saw the diamond earrings, everyone in the palace, including the prince, it might be another character, 2 motorcycle guys. Oop, another character. And a lady in a wheelchair. Ooh, another character. Cheered. Then they hugged and kissed and did a short but quite beautiful ballet. The end. What a lovely story, Mrs. Pigeon said, and the flash forward was very effective, Goony Bird. I'm so glad I finally got the second earring. Goony Bird turned her head from side to side so all the classmates could see her earrings, and all the children clapped. Did the prince ask to marry him? Kiki asked. What are you talking about? Goony Bird said. The Prinns are already married. Mr. Howard Prynne is married to Mrs. Howard Prynne. One Prynne plus another Prynne equals a prince. The Prynnes live next door to me with their dog Napoleon. Oh, the children said, Prince. Barry Tuckman had jumped up and was waving his arm frantically in the air. That wasn't a true story, Barry called out. I only absolutely tell true stories, Goony Bird said impatiently. How many times must I tell you that? No, it wasn't, because I have seen lots of pictures of palaces, and they have throne rooms, red carpets, and people get dressed up in ball gowns. Barry, Goony Bird said with a sigh. What am I going to have to do with you? What do you mean? Barry asked. You were talking about a small palace, but I was talking about capital letters. The ice cream shop called the Palace. Ooh, that is the setting, I think. The ice cream shop called the Palace. Where they have bathrooms, Beanie suggested, and gumball machines, Chelsea said, with diamond earrings. Exactly right, Goony Bird said, and she took her seat. Then carefully she unscrewed the dangly earrings. Ouch, she said. These really hurt. Malcolm returned to the classroom. Did you get out of jail, Goony Bird? He asked. Goony Bird looked unhappily for a moment. No, she said, Napoleon ate my Monopoly game. So she never got out of jail in her Monopoly game. Boys and girls, I want to make sure that you have included the characters, the setting, the problem, and right now I would like you to stop and think about what the solution, how did she figure out a solution to the problem? How did she fix the problem? What did she do in the story? When you're done with this, I would like you quietly to leave it on your desk and please go to ABC Yeah. Thank you.